Peace message number 17. Truly peaceful world of the True Parent, UN. This is True Father's speech originally given on June 1, 2009 at the COEX Convention Center in Seoul, Korea, on the occasion of the celebration of the publication of his autobiography, Becoming a Peace-Loving Global Figure. True Father read the same speech at the July 4, 2009 celebration of the 233rd anniversary of American independence at the Manhattan Center in New York. Beloved families who have recently received the new lineage of the absolute, unique, unchanging, and eternal God through the blessing and citizen of God's kingdom of Chunilguk. We are celebrating a truly special occasion in this absolute providential era. It is deeply meaningful because we are commemorating the coronation and the golden wedding anniversary of the true parent, the King of Kings, the publication of my autobiography, and the 55th anniversary of the founding of the Holy Spirit Association for the Unification of World Christianity. Today is June 1, a day on which we are holding a new historic event through which the establishment of the new, truly peaceful world of the True Parent UN is proclaimed before all of heaven and earth. For this joyful occasion and days, let us all offer applause and gratitude to God, our Heavenly Fathers, who govern the life, death, fortune, and misfortune of all creation, for giving us this beautiful and dazzling season and days. During this season, vibrant with life, God is beckoning all of you as lords of creation to freely participate with all other created beings. In the creation of new life, He is blessing us to blossom beautifully like flowers and to live lives that are as bright as the sun and as clear as the waters of a stream. The result of God's providence in history. Dear friends who are receiving heaven's love anew, on 3 occasions, once on January 15 and twice on January 31, we held the historic coronation for the new authority of the liberation of God, the King of Kings, and our golden anniversary celebration. January 31st, saw one such ceremony held at the Chonjong Peace Palace in Korea, representing the East, and another held in New York City, in the United States, representing the West. In this way, we set the record of offering this historical, unprecedented, and never to be repeated providential event to heaven in two different locations on the same day. In the period since April, my wife and I commemorate the 50th occasion of the day of our holy wedding. In 1960, young students on the Korean Peninsula were crying out in resistance to the dictatorship of Korean President Sung Man-rhee. On the 16th day of the third month of the lunar calendar in that year, my wife and I received heaven's seal and embarked on the arduous course of the providence of restoration that true parents, true teacher, and the true king and queen of humankind must take. How could I even begin to explain the path of the providence of restoration through indemnity that my wife and I have had to follow for the past 50 years in order to finally bring complete liberation and freedom to God and to attend Him as the King of Kings? Many years from now, historians will verify and record what I cannot explain at this time. You are probably not aware of this, but there is profound providential significance in the true parent's coronation and golden wedding anniversary. Due to the fall of humankind, first ancestors, God's true lineage was lost, and history came under the dominion of Satan's false bloodline. I am sure you have learned about this reality through studying the principle. This corrupted bloodline has been a facet of history. Isn't it because of this that the physical world and even the spirit world became completely mired in antagonistic, confrontational, good versus evil, Cain and Abel relationship? Nobody has been able to find a resolution to this tragedy, and history's problem has gone unresolved to this day. Times are now changing, however. The doors to the realm of complete unity between Cain and Abel are being opened on the occasion of the true parents' coronation and golden wedding anniversary. We have entered the realm of grace in which human beings can be restored to the level of completion and perfection, where they can inherit and share the original nature of God's heart, in other words, to the original intended human state, without any trace of the fall. In terms of O and X, we have entered the new era when the good governance of God, who is in the position of O, can completely embrace and digest, without leaving a trace of it behind, the evil governance of Satan, who is in the position of X. The new era is beginning in which the kingdom of God on earth and in heaven is substantially spreading out before your very eyes. The Round Ball of Peace Cup Tournament. On this occasion, which has a special significance, my wife and I celebrated our coronation and golden wedding anniversary and successfully held the Round Ball Peace Cup Cain Abel Cosmic Harmony Tournament for 13 days, starting on April 21st. One day, it will become a festival of peace for all humanity, even surpassing the Olympic Games. The Atletico Sorocaba Soccer Club from Brazil contributed greatly to this first tournament by laying aside everything else to come here at True Parents' invitation. Sorocaba won the FA Cup Championship in Sao Paulo, Brazil in 2008. During its short time in Asia, it played against 4 teams representing North Korea, South Korea, Japan, and China. It displayed an excellent standard of skill and demonstrated the soul of Latin American soccer. Would you please give a warm round of applause to encourage the Sorocaba team? Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to offer to heaven this precious new ceremony by reading with you now the message from heaven that I proclaimed in January at the coronation of God, the King of Kings, and thereafter at our golden anniversary celebration. Please engrave the meaning of today's event upon your hearts. God has been seeking for true parents, citizens of God's kingdom of Channel Gog who love peace as true parents do. This is truly a precious and joyful day. Let us all celebrate without reserve this historic and providential day and sing praises to God, our eternal true parents, of His glory and nobility. On this solemn occasion, hundreds of billions of those living in the spirit world have descended and are here with us to congratulate and celebrate this blessed day. This is the day God has yearned for ever since He created the universe. For tens of thousands of years since the day those whom He created as His children, Adam and Eve, stained the heavenly lineage and concealed themselves in the dark, God has waited while enduring inexpressible pain and sorrow. He has waited impatiently for the day He could ascend to the throne of the King of Kings, to be able to embrace His lost children and the creation again and live in joy for all eternity in the sacred reign of peace in the peace kingdom. Ladies and gentlemen, God is and has always been the King of Kings, even before He initiated the creation. The heavenly way, however, dictates that after completing all aspects of the creation, God must manifest substantially as the King of Kings, who reigns over the world of physical phenomena, the sphere of object of God's love. That is why, motivated by true love, God sought and fought the true parent of the substantial, physical world who was to become His representative and heir. Although we are overwhelmed by the grace of having received heaven's zeal, my wife and I truly feel joy at being able to stand here today as God's direct representatives and hold this coronation for the King of Kings and our golden anniversary celebration. At the same time, I am deeply sorry before heaven. I have reached my 90th year of life, yet I have been unable to fully restore the 6.5 billion people of the world to God. A revolution of true love. Citizens of Chinilguk who truly love God, time is running out. Heaven will no longer wait for us. God is working with His authority as the King of Kings through His representatives, the earthly true parents, to establish a new heavenly law and restore the world. It is time to accelerate this true love revolution. Therefore, on this solemn occasion, I will proclaim to all of heaven and earth an outline of the new heavenly law, by which humankind and all things of creation will regain their rightful position and be governed. First, this era, which is gradually bringing us toward the year 3000, will be the era of revolutionary change after the coming of heaven. In this new era, God will no longer be captive to the principle of restoration through indemnity. It will be the time when the King of Kings rules the spiritual and physical worlds with His rightful authority. It will be the era of providential refuge from evil, during which the earth will return to its original state, with the realm of the Pacific Rim serving as the central axis. People will no longer be beyond the influence of the era of the new way of heaven and of the new heavenly law. Therefore, you must lead a transparent life with your every action before being as clear as crystal. Second, we must accomplish a revolution in educating all people on the value of absolute sexual ethics, that is, on the constitution of heaven, with God as its verbal, absolute axis. This is the only way to pass on the true good lineage to all humankind. That is the path to achieving God's ideal of true families. From now on, sexual purity, purity of lineage, the purity of love will be educational philosophy of the true human race. Third, the new peace king representatives, Bongbong Wangs, ambassadors for peace, and the parents UN will be placed at the forefront of the efforts to completely eliminate Satan's wall and fortification that bind the earth in multiple layers and to reinstate harmony and peace between political parties, religions, races, cultures, and nations. The existing UN in the position of the Cain-type UN and the Abel-type UN should become one and elevate to a higher dimension, becoming the true parent UN. In other words, the UN of a truly peaceful world. With this as the center, all evil problems confronting the satanic world, such as war, disease, and hunger, will be resolved. This is surely the direction all people must go. They will have no choice because God's in heaven and true parents will be with them. Individualistic self-centeredness as well as collective self-centeredness will be eradicated, and this will lead to the realization of a world governed by our conscience and natural reason. Fourth, the cross-cultural international blessing marriage is the optimal method of establishing true families that will purify the lineage of the fallen human race and build the peace kingdom. In the end, reconciliation and peace will come about through lineage, when blacks and white, Eastern peoples and Western peoples, Buddhists and Christians, and Jews and Muslims intermarry and carry on the blessed marriage tradition that your parents have established. This world will naturally form the realm of one family that seeks and establishes God's homeland and hometown. An ideal heavenly kingdom based on the ideal of one family under God will come about. As we melt our gowns and canons to make plowshares, a new world of peace will open up before us. Fifth, God created us as His counterparts in love, and He prepared the natural world as a gift for us, His children. God would not leave his children to live in a barren desert devoid of beautiful scenery. That is why all people have the duty to preserve and love the natural world as God does. I am saying that you should develop your human nature as it was originally meant to be, such that you experience resonance even with a cluster of wildflowers, as if you were sharing a heartfelt conversation with them. That will be a shortcut to restoring humankind to God. Ladies and gentlemen, who have been chosen by heaven, you have all truly received a heaven's blessing. You are participating in the ceremony to launch the providential undertakings governed by the King of Kings. You are now witnessing with your own eyes the whirlwind of this historic transition point. You receive an invitation to attend the coronation, golden anniversary, and celebration of the autobiography of the true parent, the King of Kings on the horizontal level, who will govern all of creation as the physical representative of God, the King of Kings, on the vertical level. Will you ever again in your lifetime have the chance to attend such a historic and significant occasion? Your ancestors, numbering the billions throughout the cosmos, and your descendants will cheer, dance, and live in joy and delight at this time, shaking the very axis of the earth. I pray that you will open your mind's eye and engrave this extraordinary and historic moment of your souls. When else during your life will you be able to witness such a day of blessing and glory as you have today? I hope that you can heed the words of heaven that I have shared with you today and use them as guidelines for your lives from now on. Ladies and gentlemen who have been chosen by heaven, I am sure you all feel this from the message I have just read. But humankind is entering a new providential era wherein the earth will be governed directly by a new heavenly way and new heavenly law. It is the new providential era of the realm of the fourth and original Adam, when no one can enter the new kingdom of heaven without inheriting God's new standard of heart based on his original nature. Through True Parents' providential coronation, golden wedding anniversary, publication ceremony, and the commemoration of the 55th anniversary of the founding of the Holy Spirit Association in this new era, I pray that you may form wise and new families of citizens in God's kingdom. Chonilguk, families whose members clearly distinguish between Cain and Abel in their lives, who integrate them into a new realm of Abel, placing goodness at each center, and who restore the realm of the three eras of the Old, New, and completed Testament ages and three generations of my family. I am asking you to form and live as new true families based on original human nature, through which the new true grandparents, true parents, and true grandchildren can enter hand in hand into the new kingdom of heaven. Please engrave on your hearts the meaning of this gathering to establish the true peaceful world of the true parent UN, which we are celebrating today. I pray and proclaim in the name of the victorious true God and true parent that the new authority of the great blessings of true God, the King of Kings of all nations, can flow abundantly into your new families, new nation, and throughout the new cosmos. May God's blessing fill the entire cosmos. Thank you very much.